If you clicked on this video because you like the sound of a good old 303, then you are just in the right place. If you don't know about that for sure, then you're also in the right place, because in this video today we're gonna have a look at the 303 and how one of the biggest DJs in the world, who is Charlotte de Witte, actually uses it in almost all of her tracks. And beyond that, we're gonna do all of this with our Ableton 303 emulation. So this is an Ableton instrument with Ableton effects only that sounds like a real 303. It's a product in our shop, and there's even more to it. If you haven't heard it yet, we launched a very new project which is called the weltsound mentorship. It's essentially a platform to help you guys grow and learn much faster, ask questions to mentors like me, and get a lot of content every week for you to use in your productions. And for everyone who's part of our mentorship, the 303 emulation I just talked about is a free download. So you should definitely join our community. So the track we're going to talk about today briefly is Missing Channel, a new track by Charlotte de Witte. And it has a very simple but effective ACID melody. So first of all, I rebuilt the part of the drums just briefly, so we have something that is running in the background. Like we have this kick and hi-hat. We have this ride. And the track is actually on 140, not 136. Sorry for that. And now, this is the pattern. You say, what? This is only a quarter of a bar. Yes, that's only a quarter of a bar. Exactly. And this is all she needs to make this super big track. So that's actually crazy. But it's essentially, it's a note and another note, but the second note is slided into, which means the first note overlaps the second, and therefore the second one is not triggering any envelopes. And in addition to that, it has a glide, which means the pitch will shift from here to there in a curve rather than just jumping from one note to another. So let's have a listen without any, this is not really a tweaked preset yet, but let's have a listen. And this already sounds cool. I mean, I don't know, it's just so powerful. And if we have a listen on the beat, I mean, why not? You could already use this. But what we want to do is try to rebuild a little more the sound now. So first of all, let me bring down the cutoff a little bit and therefore add some resonance. So let's do it and have a listen what it sounds like. I like this already, and now I want to add a little bit of the accent. And one of the most important things also on here is going to be the drive. So we just want a little bit, because if we add too much, it's going to very quickly sound like this. Which, don't get me wrong, is also a very nice sound in and of itself, but for this one we just want something like 10% or so, just a little bit. Exactly. And now what we need is an envelope, because you remember I said here on this note there will no envelope be triggered, right? This one though gets an envelope, and this will be interesting because there will always be the envelope on the kick. And if you have a look at, for example, this pattern, you will see that there's there's no note behind that offbeat, so the focus is really on this kick and then also on the offbeat, right? But mainly it's kick, 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 and the pattern also gives this kind of kick impression, right? And there's not really a 16th hi-hat running on top of this, which also has notes here, right? So we're really much focused on this and this, which is also reflected by the ACID line, which is essentially only having those two notes, right? So let's put some envelope on top of that. And now this is super interesting. So the decay now enables us to open the sound and without even like opening the cutoff. This is like always super interesting to me. Like having a lot of envelope on the filter with a short decay will only give you this just a little, like right, just a little opening, just a little hit. But if you open the decay much more, then it will become this like very, very open sound. And then you can furthermore open the cutoff, right? So this could be something like this. So you can see our ACID emulation is working smoothly. You have all those macros here: cutoff, resonance, filter envelope, decay, the glide time, which is also very important for this one. You have accents, a little bit of drive, and a little bit of chorus also to make it like wider. And then we have like the room FX, which is essentially an echo and a reverb that you can dial the way you want it, but you can also just put it off and use your own if you want to. And then there's a bunch of presets, and I would say let's just have a listen to to this pattern here, but with some of the presets. Like for example, clean 303. Let's see what that is. It's also like somewhat similar to what we just did. Techno Club then again is something completely different. So you have to keep in mind not every preset works with every pattern, right? So now high fuzz, for example, will be much better than this. Very plucky, like short decay, and acid rain is like my absolute favorite. Especially for other patterns now. So this is maybe a good like transition now to the other little part of the video. So this was all about like missing channel and Charlotte de Witte, and I was thinking what could be helpful for you guys to actually start on on working with a 303. So as it says in the video title, you will get like free ACID samples, and this is those, for example. I switch back to 136 because this is the actual tempo those have been recorded on. We need to solo this. Those samples, they will be ready as a free download for you, and if you want to dive in even deeper as a member of our mentorship, you will get all those samples plus additional more samples. Like you can see, this list is long, and you will actually also get a lot of MIDI files. Like I'm just clicking through them right now, and those are amazing. Those are good as a starting point if you want to like have some ideas on how to use the ACID actually. And let me play some of them for you. Like we have a sound on here, I believe. Let's see what it sounds like. this one. This one is my absolute favorite. Like, what is this? This is so insane, this melody. Let's see. Could be taken straight up from a psytrance track somehow. So Charlotte de Witte's missing channel goes to show you how easy a pattern for ACID can be, but still it's not so easy to like find this pattern, like to realize that it's actually a good one. So the things you get in this video are a good starting point for you to start your journey with 303s, and I hope you have a lot of fun with this. Have a great time and keep making music.